Alright, hello again. So today we're going to be talking about the volume of pyramids. Just like I was saying earlier, uh, we are going to have at a minimum at least one more video up this week for you to check on, so please make sure you do. Remember that you can email me anytime. Just send me an email right here at this address, and then I will either be able to answer it right there, or I can put it on the next Twitch stream. So make sure to utilize that. Alright, so today we're going to talk about finding the volume of a pyramid. Same idea as last week. The only difference is that the formula is slightly different. And then there's going to be one or two types of problems that they're going to put on there to sort of flip you out. Don't be. I'm going to show you what to do. Alright, so the only difference between the last one and this one is that instead of it being base times height, it's a third base times height. So multiply the base and the height, divide by 3. This is usually the point in the year when I would have someone go outside, fill up a cone that I have filled with water, and then pour it into a cylinder with the same base with little graduations on it, so you can see in thirds, and then you can pour it in. You can see it only fills up to the 1/3 line. But basically, if you were to have a cylinder and a cone, or any two prisms with the same base, the exact same base, same radius, same dimensions, same everything, and they had the same height, then the cone is going to hold exactly 1/3 of the amount of liquid or solid or whatever that the prism will. So that's something to know. That's what this means. So let's go on and do some problems. Same idea as ever before. So here, notice we're not being given the slant height, right? We're being given the official height from the center of the base to the tip of the pyramid. That's the height, not the slant height. So we're just going to be able to go straight in and do these problems and not have to think about it too much. Volume equals 1/3. That's a 2. Wow. Okay. So 1/3 base height, and then we're just gonna. I'm blocking the picture a little bit. I moved it over to this side because I thought it would be, because I notice I'm occasionally blocking this area writing in here. So now I'm not blocking there. There we go. All right. So, but you go through, you find the area of the base. Well, this is the base, right? The one that's not the triangle. So you go through 9 by 9. It's a square with an area of 81. And then the height, you just follow it up, and that's 10. And then you go through and you find the volume is 1/3 of 81 times 10. And I'm going to do this part first. 81 divided by 3 is 27, right? So 27 times 10, 270. And our units here are in meters, but volume is meters cubed because it's a three-dimensional measurement. How much space is this pyramid taking up? So once again, I am blocking information. So let me move me. Oh, let me move me. Woo! I'll go down here. Can I push myself? Hey, there we go. You can see my head. That's all that matters, right? So we go through, and again, just like before, don't let extraneous information fool you. They give you the base, and they give you all the other pieces, so we can do this very easily. This is the part that we don't care about, that 10, right? That's not a base or a height of the base. So volume equals 1/3 base height. And we're going to find the area of the base. 1/2 little b little h. And again, this is why I do the capitals here and the lower cases here. It does make a difference. It does help. It does keep you honest. So this is 1/2 of 6 is 3 times 8 is 24. And then the height, well, look, the height of the pyramid is this thing, right? Again, you're looking for the red dotted line going up out of the base into the corner. Oh, excuse me. No, don't worry, math is riveting. I'm just doing this at past my bedtime at night. So, 1/3 times 24 times 7. Well, what's a third of 24? We just did that over here. That's 8, right? Third of 24. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 times 7 is 56. That's your volume. And again, the units are yards, so this is yards cubed. Yes. All right. Try the next one on your own. Same idea, same concept. Don't feel like you have to reinvent the wheel here. Give it a try. All right, so let's go through. Volume equals 1/3 base height. Well, what's the base? That's this thing. It's a circle. Pi r squared. But we need r. When they give us d, we want r. They give us the whole thing. But we don't want that. We want 4, right? The diameter is 8. The radius is 4. If they give you the whole thing, just take half. If they give you half, use it. But don't take too much. So radius is 4 squared. 4 squared is 16. So the area of the base is 16 pi. And just leave it. You don't have to do anything with that pi. That pi is just going to hang along for the ride. All right, and your height they give you here is 11. And then I'm just going to do my whole problem. 1/3 times 16 times 16 pi times 11. Now here's what I'm going to tell you with this. Notice, neither 16 nor 11 is evenly divisible by 3. So just like the pi, don't try and do stuff with the 3. Just, what's 16 times 11? 176, right? Just do it like this. Don't try and be extra. You don't need a calculator for this. Maybe 16 times 11, but you don't need to divide by 3. We just want the volume of the figure. So give me this. If they ask for it to be rounded, okay, round. Okay, round. But if they don't, leave it like this. This is fine. And the unit's centimeters cubed, right? Don't want to forget that. Alright, same thing. Give it a try. See if you can do it. So you go through. We're going to find the area of the base. Well, this is a hexagon, so it's half apothem times perimeter. Well, the apothem is 5.2, see they've got the arrow. And the perimeter is all these 6's, so around 6 times is 36. Note to self, start doing some of these videos when I'm not yawning. Alright, so you go through and you multiply this, and I don't want to do that. So here we go. Calculator time. 1/2 times 5.2 times 36. 36. Make sure you hit the right numbers, folks. Make sure you hit the right numbers. 1/2 times 5.2 times 36. 93.6. That's the area of the base, and now we're going to do the height, which is 10. And now we're just going to do 1/3 base times height. Now, here's another cool thing. Remember I used distribution property last time to do some mental math? Look, 9, 3, and 6. They all divide evenly into 3, right? 9 divided by 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 3. Oh, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Yeah. Again, the caveat to this working is that you can do basic arithmetic. You know, so. But we can. We are. So 31.2 times 10 is just 312. And again, our units are miles. And then, since this is volume, we want miles cubed. And there we go. I think we've got one more normal one. Yes, we do. Give it a try. Make sure you can do it. And okay. So again, same thing. Find the base. Well, again, it's a regular polygon, so you've got the 1/2 AP formula. A, the apothem is 41. The perimeter is 6 around. You got 5 sides, so 30. And then you just go through. Okay, it's like 70 something, I think. $60 something. 4.1 times 30 divided by 2. Hey, because you can do this multiple different ways. I've been doing 0.5 times 4.1 times 30, but you can also remember multiplying by 1/2 is the same thing as dividing by 2. 60 something, 61.5. And then your height is right here. That's this 12 right here. And then we're going to go through and we're going to solve. 61.5 times 12 divided by 3, 1/3 base times height. I did that for the last one, right? Yeah, good. So 1/3 base times height, that's a 12. Let's make that look better because that doesn't look very good. Times 12. Okay, much better. And again, I'm not, you know, the coronavirus has corroded my brain, so we're gonna just do this in the calculator. Times 61.5 divided by 3, because times 1/2 is hard in the calculator. I would recommend whenever you have to multiply by 1/2, dividing by 3 instead. But you get a whole number, 246. And again, you know, the units are miles, so this is miles cubed. Okay, trigger warning. I'm about to get more complicated. Be prepared. Whoa! Okay, so why is this different? Hopefully some of you are already seeing why it's different. They don't give you the height, they give you the slant height. So what does this mean? Well, we have to deal with this, unfortunately. Now, good thing is it's a square, so we want to find the height. You know what would be easier? If I use the dotted line tool. I have it, might as well use it, right? This is what we need to find. This is what we're given. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little right triangle up in here. Little right triangle. See? We have everything else though. We've got the hypotenuse is 24. We know this piece is halfway around through the square. So if this is 21, this will be 10.5, and then that's the height. That's what we're trying to find. So we're going to start off by finding h, and then we can just do the problem very easily. So Pythagorean Theorem, A, B, and C. Remember that the two smaller sides are on the left. The hypotenuse, which is the one that is opposite the right angle, is on the right. So we're going to go through now. We got x squared plus 10.5 squared equals 24 squared. And I'm just going to go ahead and 24 squared minus 10.5 squared gets you that number, and then I'm going to square root that. Notice I'm just using the answer button. I could have just as easily typed in 465.75, but I didn't. Ooh, and that comes out ugly. So they're going to ask us to round to the nearest tenth in this problem because, you know, this is untenable, right? Since they're going to ask us to round to the nearest tenth, my recommendation to you is to keep this entire decimal somewhere. You know, you don't have to like keep it somewhere special, but like, you know, write it on the side of your paper. 21.581244185. And the reason I say keep this whole thing, I've got it saved in my calculator right here. All I have to do is hit that and it pops up for me. So I'm good there. But like, if you don't have something like that, then do yourself a favor, just write it down, and then just put it into the calculator again in a minute. But you know what? Now that we've done all this dumb stuff, this is the hardest problem of the day. Because now, look, same exact thing for everything. And I'm just going to do, well, what's the base? It's a square with 21 on each side. What's 21 times 21? 441, I think, right? Hey, 441. And then the height is this thing, right? This is the height. That. So, you know, like it might be ugly, but we're already done. So don't trip about it too hard. 441 times ugly. I know I'm body shaming this decimal, but you know what? It deserves it. So, we're just gonna do 1/3 times 441 times the ugly number, and we're gonna get our answer. So let me pull this back out here so you can see the magic. Times 441. I'm even not even writing down 441. This is peak lazy hours for Mr. Webster. But this is your answer. The whole 3,172.442552. Point 442552. 442552. Okay. And then again, they say round to the nearest 10th or 100th or whatever. Let's say round to the nearest 100th. It doesn't matter. Just do what they tell you. Nearest 100th. This is the nearest 100th, so we have to look at the thousandth place. This is less than 5, so we're going to truncate this decimal. Just snip it right off. And then you get your final answer of 3,172 and 44 hundredths. And the units here are millimeters cubed. Yeah, so not that hard. The hardest part is probably this part, and even then, that's not difficult. Here's the last one. And again, this is meant to shock and confuse you, but it's actually the same thing. Oh god, it's on its side. What's going on? It's leaning to the side. Guess what? Nobody cares. It doesn't matter that it's leaning to the side. It's the exact same thing. Volume equals 1/3 times the area of the base times the height of the prism. Well, what's the area of the base? There's the radius is 4, right? So there's the area of the base. What's the height? The height is 9. And then you can go through and do 1/3 base times height. 1/3 16 pi times 9. And then I'm going to just do this mentally because a third of 9 is 3 times 16. 3 times 16 is 48. Pi, units are in meters. So we're going to put meters cubed. So here's the thing about, and this is true for any prism or pyramid. If it is leaning to the side, it has the exact same volume as if it were not leaning to the side. You just worry about what is the height and worry about what is the area of the base. Everything else takes care of itself. It's awesome that way. All right. Well, have a wonderful day. Be well. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.